This is something that we're very excited about because it addresses a need in the community that we think is very important. It's the connection between business and industry and education. And Rose-Hulman is going to be a very big part of that for us. We're honored to be working with the #1 undergraduate engineering institution in the country, and they've had that distinction for several years. And I think that adds credibility to our efforts as a community. The partnership that we're talking about today is called Impact 2006, Innovative Model Positioning Communities for Transformation. And what we've done in the city of Shelbyville and Shelby County is we've decided to embrace the fact that we are a manufacturing community. And we think we can do that through advanced manufacturing technology, and Rose-Hulman Institute is the perfect partner to help us forward that mission. This is what we'll accomplish through this position, or through this mission. We will position Shelbyville and Shelby County as leaders in innovation and technology. And this is something that, in addition to Rose-Hulman Institute, will bring on partners like Shelby County Lifelong Learning, Ivy Tech, and others. And so it's important for them to lead that effort. The Impact Partnership has been in development for 2 years. This is something that we've worked on very hard. We really stepped up our efforts after January of this year, and it started with the previous administration through Mayor Ferguson and the previous president, Matt Brown. This was something that he felt very strongly about, and it's something that Amy Hacker and I, Chris King, and several others, Bob Carney, took a hold of and said, you know, this is something we want to bring to our community. And what we've developed and we're celebrating today is a unique program customized to our community. This is something that can be owned by Shelbyville and Shelby County. It's something that is unique in the state of Indiana today, and it's something that we think is going to really set us forth in the manufacturing community as a whole. #1, we will build the Math and Science Foundation for our high school students through the Emerge Telementoring Program for 9th grade students. As a kid myself, one of the things that I did not do, and quite frankly haven't done yet, is decided what I wanted to be when I grew up. But as a child today and having a 13-year-old, you have to understand where you're headed in life at an earlier age. And this gives these kids an opportunity to make those decisions. We are also looking at the Operation Catapult for Rising Seniors. Again, this is an opportunity to get these kids immersed in the technology, giving them the opportunities to see the real-life applications, because it's very important for anyone to understand how they grow and develop and how that would then be applied in their life and their working career. Secondly, we will attract talent to Shelby County, and we'll do that by providing learning opportunities for our students through our internship programs. We have Ryobi Die Casting here, Knauf Fiberglass, Makuta Techniques, and others who will rely on these programs heavily. And it gives these kids an opportunity again to see everything they're learning in the classroom and how it practically applies to the jobs that they'll be provided. #3, we'll promote and support an innovation-based economy through our partnership with Rose-Hulman Ventures. For those of you who have not been to Rose-Hulman Ventures, it's a fantastic place. I was blown away by the apparatus they were developing when I was there to excise brain tumors. I mean, this is high-tech, real-world stuff, and these are things that we will use as economic development incentives. So when we need to do a rapid prototype, when we have someone like Capital Industries who will be needing a process improvement or something like that, rather than them going to the time and effort to buy R&D time and personnel, we'll be able to provide that through the city and the county for them to increase their productivity and their processes. #4, we'll continue our workforce education through training and through the continuing education for our professionals. This will be an opportunity for those folks who are in the workforce who will be able to step up their game to increase the amount of education that they have so that they can, again, continue to further their career and grow as an individual. #5, we'll connect Rose-Hulman with alumni and faculty, local industry leaders, academic and government leaders, and we'll do that through our Innovation Network. The Innovation Network is essentially a marketing and networking opportunity, and that's something that we'll do on a quarterly basis in Shelby County. It's very important for us to stay in tune with what those folks need, and likewise we need to bring the educational component in. We all have to be on the same page, and we can't do that if we're not communicating. And finally, we'll have the privilege of being part of the Rose-Hulman family. Again, as I said on the onset, Rose-Hulman is a very prestigious institution. It's highly regarded, highly respected. Again, we have Chris King here, who's a Rose-Hulman alumni, and we have other folks throughout the community who are strongly connected either as a student or a member of the faculty or in some fashion or another. And for those of us who've had the opportunity to go to a small college that does very well, it becomes a part of our family and a part of who we are. So with that, I'd like to introduce President Rob Coons of Rose-Hulman Institute and invite him to the podium for his remarks.
this opportunity to thank the City of Shelbyville and Mayor Tom DeVon for your interest in Rose-Hulman Institute of Technology and for involving us in this innovative and exciting new initiative. I'd also like to acknowledge today the Chairman of our Board of Trustees, Bill Fenolio, is in the audience. Raise your hand. We look forward to our collaboration with Shelby County and the City of Shelbyville for two primary reasons. The first is Rose-Hulman has a deep commitment originating from our founding in 1874 to promote and develop science, engineering, and math education. This new initiative will also help us meet one of those objectives recently adopted in our strategic plan, and the commitment is to expand our reach beyond the Terre Haute campus. As a global leader, Rose-Hulman is committed to partnerships that disseminate our knowledge and strengthens global community, and those needs for science and engineering and math talent are very widely. This partnership with Shelby County will include an educational initiative that starts on the 9th grade with the Emerge telementoring program, as the Mayor mentioned, and continues through Catapult in the 11th grade. It could also lead, we hope, at one point to matriculation of some of those students to Rose-Hulman, as many participating in Catapult eventually do matriculate to Rose. Our second reason for becoming involved in this project is that Rose-Hulman were driven by innovation. And we believe this partnership will foster relationships with Rose-Hulman Ventures, an entrepreneurial network that will include many of our own alum. Like our founder, I believe strongly that the best way to create good, high-paying jobs and economic development locally is to promote innovation and to educate young people in the areas of science, engineering, and mathematics education. Within 6 months of graduation, Rose-Hulman places 99% of our graduates at an average starting salary of $64,000 per year. That starting salary, by the way, is higher than Stanford University and all the Ivy League schools, a fact that was recently noted by an ABC News reporter in the headline article, 12 colleges whose payoff beats Harvard. A little fun for Rose-Hulman. Over 1/3 of our graduates stay here in Indiana to innovate and help create more new jobs. One shining example is our own alumnus, Chris King, who along with Amy Hacker and the Mayor have been the driving forces in this innovative initiative. Theirs is a simple formula at work here. The more local governments like Shelbyville and Shelby County that invest in science, engineering, and math education, the more good paying jobs there'll be for everyone here. We've heard from numerous Indiana companies that many of their top engineering jobs go unfilled for months. It's one of the reasons these corporations line up to talk to our students. High-tech, innovative companies are this country's engine for growth and prosperity. Science, engineering, and math education is the fuel that drives that engine. And yet America's ability to train and graduate scientists, engineers, and mathematicians has not kept pace with that demand. We hope that this new initiative with Shelby County will provide a pipeline of young talent energized by curiosity and made confident by their relationships with current Rose-Hulman students to excel in their studies in local high schools and for some eventually to matriculate possibly to Rose. When they arrive, students at Rose are paid close personal attention and receive those from their mentors, magnified by every faculty and staff member they meet on our campus. This close personal attention is written into our mission and one of the key ingredients of a Rose-Hulman education. Some of the new students from Shelby County will inevitably be looking for internships. These new possibilities opened up by this partnership could lead them to work for our own Rose-Hulman Ventures, where they may be assigned to engineering projects coming to us in one new form or another. In addition to students from Shelby County, Rose-Hulman has students from across the world coming to our campus each year who may be interested in Shelbyville to start their careers. This is a fine dream launched by the leadership of Shelbyville, and like every great dream, more doers who come to share the dream, the more likely it is to succeed. With this great partnership, with the great leadership presented here today, and with the passion and innovation of entrepreneurs who will fill the space with science, engineering, and math education talent, this is a dream certain to come to fruition. It's very exciting to be here and be a part of this initiative. At this point, I'd like to introduce to you Elizabeth Hagerman, Dr. Elizabeth Hagerman, our Vice President of Rose-Hulman Ventures, who will give you a few details on the program that we'll be offering. Thank you.
Thank you, President Bond and also President Coons have given you a nice overview of some of the programs that are involved in this collaboration. And it's important to note that science is all around us. It's everything we see, everything we touch. And engineering is a way to make that science work for us. So the tree might be science, but engineering is what it takes to build a house from a tree. A cell, a human cell, might be science, but when we manipulate it to produce a protein or behave a certain way to treat an ailment, that is engineering. So that excitement, that benefit for humanity, all of that message gets distributed to so many partners in this collaboration. If we look at the Emerge program, the Catapult program, we're reaching a K-12 audience, which is maybe the foundation of where we want to start that message. We look a little farther, and there are entrepreneurial partnerships in this collaboration, which will benefit people starting businesses, needing some of that expertise. The partnership we've outlined with Rose-Hulman Ventures will give people who need those engineering solutions a way to solve them. We can provide that engineering expertise, a mechanism, a facility to get those needs met. And then finally out to the continuing and professional studies, as was mentioned already. You know, these are opportunities where people can extend their education, really identify what they'd like to learn more of to expand their horizons and bring their town or their business or their community to the next level. So for all those reasons, I think this is an exciting partnership and we have lots to look forward to. With that, I'd like to introduce Stu Kaplan of Makuta Techniques.
Good morning. I want to tell you a little bit about what we do so that you absolutely understand what this partnership means to the future of our company. We make tiny, tiny little plastic parts that nobody ever sees. They're inside people's bodies. They're, how many of you have ever changed a laser cartridge on a printer? You've got our parts inside there, little tiny gears, little tiny bearing retainers. The reason I want you to understand this is all of us looking around here, now, where's Brian and Rob from Rose back there? The difference in the manufacturing environment that we have and that the guys from Knopf have, for example, is really wide. But the fact that we're in a community, as Tom just said, that is committed to being a manufacturing community is unique. How many of you have heard of anybody committing their community to manufacturing these days? Now what we're doing, we run our place 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We ship millions and millions of parts per month all over the world. We ship little parts for anti-lock brake systems to Europe. We ship millions and millions of parts to China that are assembled into microphones for laptop computers and hearing aids. Some of our parts, if you're using them, you're not in very good shape. They're all over the place. But my point is, we do this with just 12 people. And those people are there usually from 7 in the morning till 3:30 at night, maybe 4 o'clock, maybe 5 o'clock. And for those of you that don't know us, and I don't mean to bore anybody because some of you have heard this story already, the key to us being here, when we moved our factory up here, was the fact that this community had committed, before Tom said it, to be a manufacturing environment. Now, with that in mind, then what we had to look at was things like what David Adams at the school system, what happens in the schools was critically important to us. We don't have people that are going to stand in front of a machine all day and do this. What we have are people, if you walk over to our place next door right now, there aren't people at the machine. We've got robots doing this stuff. And we've got people who, in-house, who have designed and built those robots. those are the people we need. So what ends up happening, quite selfishly, is I become the least important person in the place. And I own the place. So we've been going along and working directly with the school system. And David and his people have just been wonderful to us. Now we get this Christmas present of the Rose involvement with us. And the big thing is we've been down in the school system. David's had us in to work with, they've got engineering classes in the middle school. We've judged robotics things. We're involved with Girls Incorporated, as I think the Ryobi, you're also involved there too. The point is that what Rose now brings to us is an ability to expand what these people are going to have for us, and quite selfishly, so we get to grab them here. So we get to have Rose engineers here. We get to have kids that are now looking at manufacturing. And as opposed to what their parents or the impression of manufacturing used to be, again, we've got a community that we're a part of that's committed to what we do, manufacturing. And the Rose involvement in that, given Rose Ventures, and we were involved with Rose Ventures early on, the involvement of the kids, to have the internships here, to have your folks involved with the elementary school kids. That gets us the people we're going to need to not be standing at machines, but to say, what if we did it this way? And you have an atmosphere that develops in your plan that says, maybe we could try this. Oops, that didn't work. So in summary, what happens is, with the Rose folks and David's folks, it becomes a true partnership of what the city has done. And we're delighted. Thanks very much for what you've done.
Hello, I'm Bobby Thompson, the assistant principal at Triton Central High School, and it's my distinct honor to get to represent the schools of Shelby County, as well as Shelbyville Central School, so I hope I speak well for you, Dr. Adams. But we're super excited to be a part of this as well. Much like Stu was saying, we've added Project Lead the Way courses all the way down through our middle grade levels up through our high school. We've taken a focus in our schools of engineering and technology with our math classes, partnering with those Project Lead the Way courses. And so the buzzwords kind of right now in education are real life, relevant, rigorous. We call them 3 R's. They used to be called something different a few years ago, but those are the ones we've coined here lately. And with those, this partnership gives us a lot of those. Rigorous, Rose-Hulman, the #1 undergrad engineering school 14 years in a row. That's got to be rigorous. And I know multiple of our students have went to Rose-Hulman. Obviously, we have multiple grads at Rose-Hulman from Triton Central as well. And speaking with all those and having some current students there now, it is very rigorous. And so having our students that are freshmen speaking, having mentors at Rose-Hulman, they can talk about that rigor and the complexity of what they need to do during high school to get them ready for that. Real life. Our students will be able to talk about real life with these students at Rose-Hulman, about college life. That's one of the things that we have to bridge that gap. We have to get our students workplace ready, because maybe not all of our students will go to Rose, unfortunately. But we have to, prepare our students to go to the workplace so that they can work at Canal, they can work at Ryobi, and all the other places here in Shelby County. So we need to be listening to you guys as well, and so that's what we want to do. And then we're trying to do as many different things that, through project-based learning at Triton Central. And I know Shelbyville Central schools are doing that, and it's my ignorance about what the other county schools are doing. I can't talk about what they're doing there, but I know that with project-based learning, we're trying to bring that real life and the application of the knowledge. So we used to sit and get a lot. Now we're trying to get our kids up, getting moving, having people come in and working from the business world, having people come in and judge, having people do all those things is very, very important to us. So on behalf of Shelby County, I can say that we're super excited to have the opportunity for our students in Shelby County to have these type of mentors to work with, to have these type of opportunities, and hopefully we'll be able to keep from having a brain drain. We'll be able to track in the type of businesses that we want in Shelby County and grow very responsibly and grow very, very well. So with that said, I think I'm going to turn it back over to Mayor Devon to wrap us up.
this quickly. I want to thank everyone for coming again today, and I want to acknowledge the fact that the City Council, David Ferris, is here, and I appreciate you and the other members of the council supporting this, because this takes an economic investment from the city as well. The Shelby County Council also, with Mr. Asher back there and Mr. Carmody. These are long-term commitments that we've made, and Tony, thank you. These are the long-term commitments that the city and the county have made. They're going to cost significant dollars, but it's a good investment. And I appreciate the fact that you've taken the faith to do that. County commissioners as well, Kevin and Dave, thank you again. And the school systems are really the ones that are the most important element here. We've got to have the buy-in from the school, and it's Northwestern School, Shelbyville Central, and others who are represented here today. Thank you again for stepping up your game. As you mentioned, the brain drain is a big concern in every community. We've for many years, I've been with city government now for over 20 years, and we've always talked about how do we get our kids to come home. And we're no different from any other community, but now we've found a way, we think, to help resolve that issue. And so with that, I'll close. Thank you for coming. Thank you to the Chamber of Commerce for being here. SCDC, our economic development partners as well, are a very important element of this, and we're glad that you're all on board for this. Have a nice day, and wish us luck and work with us. Thank you.